Welcome to this important video of Python programming. In this video, we are going to learn about different data types that are used in programming of Python. So whenever we want to store a value in a variable, then this value can be of any type. This will not be of single type. For example, it can be an integer, it can be a point value, it can be a group of numbers, it can be a list, it can be a string. So what are different, these are called data types. What are these different data types? Let me discuss it one by one for you. In Python programming, there are different data types that are available. For example, these are six common data types, and we will discuss them in one by one. First of all, let's start from number. Number means you want to store any numeric value in Python, and that is called number. But number is not limited to just one type. Has further three types, and if you want to store any value in any of these forms, then it is called. For example, if you just store an integer value, then it will be also belong to number, but it will be an integer. If you store any value in point form, then it will be of float type. And if you store any value in complex form, in iota form, then it will be of complex type. So let me cross check it one by one for you from the software. Let me open a Python programming software and I will open it up, and you can see it here that I will write a program in it. I will write a simple word in it. For example, let me store the first value x is equal to 8 in it. When I store x is equal to 8 and I check the type of x, then I can see it here. It has been shown that its class is integer. Now I store 9.287, and when I check its type, then I can see it is again number, but it is from float type. And now I will store a value in iota form. In Python we use j instead of iota, and we can check its type and we can use it type, and we can see its class is complex. So number has different data types, and these may be integer, these may be float, or these may be complex. In this way we can move on to next type is string. String means you want to store the value in any form that is a combination of words or sentences, and anything other than numeric value is called string, but it is in the form of a single word or any sentence, and that is called string. Whenever you write this type of data, then you always use quotations, which means that you use single comma or commas uh, uh, in start and end of the program. Let me again cross check it from our program. For example, we use a variable with the name a, and we store a value in it, and we use quotation in start of and at the end, and this value is book, and we can check its type a, and it will show as class str stand for string. Okay, let me store another value. I use double quotation, I can use even single quotation, and we use I go to school. And we will, when use this value I go to school, then we can see it, we can check its type as well, and we will see that it's is from string type. In this way, this is another data type which can be stored in the form of string, and we can store different values in it. Okay, next type is list. List mean when you are going to store different entries, and you store not only single entry, you store different entries in a variable, then that is called list. For example, you define a variable with name fruits, and you do not store a single entry in it, you store different entries in it like mango, banana, grape, guava, apple, and then you enclose it within a large bracket. Then this type of data is called list. No, however, it has not only one entry, it has many entries, and these entries can be number, they can even be numbers, or they can even be a string. but it is a group of many entries. And these entries are in ordered form, which means first entry is mango, second is banana, third is grape, and we can even change it. And we can also use many entries more than one time. So let me cross check it and you will confirm it whether it is true or not. I will define, I will use my Python software and I will define a variable here. A, let me start, and I will use large bracket. If that is string, then I will define computer first entry. Second entry is English. Okay. Third entry is I will separate each entry with a comma and use entries within quotations. And again, third entry is philosophy, and I will use again computer. So I will enclose the bracket, and now I can check the type of A as well. You can see here it has been shown that it is list. Okay, from here it is clear that it is list because it is a group of many entries, and here duplicate entries are also present. Computer is present in two times, and I will again check. I can check A as well. I will use here print A. Print function is used to display the output, and I can see here again the list values, which are again computer, English, philosophy, computer, and these are in ordered form. These are not shown randomly. So here this is another data type which is called list. Okay, let's move on to the next value, which is called dictionary. Dictionary is similar to an ordinary dictionary in which we check the explanation from a single word. In this way, also many entries are present, but these entries are present in pair form. For example, we can check it here as first pair is flowers, rose, second pair is animals, line, third pair is birds, parrot. These entries are not individual or independent, but these are in pair form. So these are also called key values, and we can store it in a variable, and we will separate these pairs with same like we separated entries, which means we will use comma at the end of each pair, but in between two values of a pair we will use colon. Okay, so we can check it from here as well, and this is called dictionary. We can let me check it from my software as well. I use Python software to cross check how to use this language. I will open up Python software, and you can see here I will move on to this language, and I will define a variable which is called group, and I will store here entries. It should be clear that dictionary is written in middle bracket form, list is written in large bracket form, and dictionary is enclosed in middle bracket. So I will write first entry as flower. Okay, I will use colon in between two entries of a pair, and I will write here rows. Okay, then I will move on to the next pair. Let me create another pair of animals, and let me write it here as line, and again let me write here as plant, and let me write here plant of let's suppose I just write here leaf, and I enclose it. Here are three pair values. Total number of entries are six, but pair values are three. And in this way, you can see here that this is called variable is called group. I can check its type by using type group, and I will see here it is dictionary. So in this way, we can see the type of dictionary as well. Okay, next we move on to the next type, which is called tuple. Tuple is another form. It is similar to list, but in this way, it cannot be changed. It is similar, exactly similar to list, but with a minor change, and that minor change is that once you define the entries in it, you cannot change the entries then after defining it. So it is similar. I will not again write it. And one major difference is that list is stored in large bracket form, dictionary is stored in middle bracket form, but tuple is stored in small bracket form. Okay, again it is similar to list, but one difference is that in this way, once you define the tuple, then you will not change the entries. Okay, last is set. Set is also similar to list, but it has other major difference. It is unordered, which means once you define the animals, when you will print its values, then first value will be displayed at middle or last, and last value will displayed at first. So it is unordered, and you cannot even store duplicate entries in it. And you stored these values in middle bracket form, which means it's similar to defining a dictionary, but in dictionary there are pair values. Okay, in list there are no pair values. It is similar. List, tuple and set are similar, but the method of defining is change. In list we define in large bracket, in tuple we define it small bracket, and in case of set we define in middle bracket, but it is unordered and we cannot use duplicate entries. Okay, let me cross check it from once again from software. I will define here tuple, and you will get clear. For example, I use animals and equal, and I can use single quotation or double quotation as well. I store fox, I store second entry dog, I store again fox, I am going to check fox again third time, I store again cat, and in this way I will enclose the bracket. And now you can see when I print animals, when I write this, then what will happen? It will happen that fox is, I have stored fox three times, but fox is stored only one time, so we cannot store any duplicate entry in it. And when we can again even check it, there is no duplicate entry present, and in this way there is no proper indexing, which means I cannot call fox from first position because it is unordered. So in this way, these are different variable data types, and hopefully you will have cleared in it, and you can even practice programming and you can be expert in it. Thank you so much. That was all for this lecture. Hopefully you will have cleared in it, and if you have any question then you can ask. Otherwise, please leave your valuable feedback. How was this lecture? Thank you.